Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Welcome to my show. Well, unfortunately, during a pandemic like this, when everybody is sheltering in place, there are fractions inside of relationships. If the relationship was not doing well before the pandemic, it can absolutely fall apart. To talk about that is family law attorney and collaborative law attorney, Zach Kafoglis. He's with the Hargrave Family Law firm. Zach, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to maybe give people some information and insight into what they're having to deal with right now.
Well, I am blessed because my wife and I are madly in love with each other, and we've actually enjoyed the time together without all the distractions. But that's not true for many families. Is that right?
It is. It's very difficult. People are suddenly sequestered and spending close quarters with somebody that they may have had some difficulties with in the past, and it seems to just amplify that.
Now, you specialize in collaborative law, and there's a big difference between collaborative law and a traditional divorce process. Is that right?
That's correct. Collaborative is a form of mediation. It's a process that allows the parties really to direct the process and to come up with their own resolution with the assistance of not only their attorneys as professionals, but also some mental health professionals. And then we can also utilize other experts such as parenting facilitators, or sometimes we'll bring in the financial neutral to kind of advise both parties equally about their options in terms of their finances. So it's really a much better tool for parties to resolve their differences. Whereas in litigation, they're going to wait for a third party, a judge, to tell them how they're going to live their life in the future and how they're going to parent their children. So it's much better for them to make those decisions than to leave it up to a third party.
Yes, and if you're unfortunately entering this, ugly time, and there's no such thing as a great divorce, but you're getting warring attorneys that are really trying to get you to fight it out. Sometimes the children can suffer, the finances obviously suffer. You don't really necessarily want to go to battle with this person that you've loved for many years. You just want to emerge intact.
That's exactly right. And, our focus at Hargrave Family Law is really to help give our clients the tools they need to begin their new life. And if you spend a year or more litigating, and first of all, you're expending a lot of time and money. Second of all, you're further separating yourself from the person that you may have to co-parent with, and it just causes a lot of additional animosity, additional pain. The children are harmed more in a litigious case, whereas in a collaborative method, there's actually some healing that usually takes place, and so you learn some communication skills through the process. So it allows the parties to emerge from their divorce in a better spot that will enable them to continue their new life on a better foot.
Well, you do work for a very special firm. I was on your website, and there was a wonderful video on the homepage. We're just going to pause for a second and play that.
One of the greatest gifts my parents gave me was the understanding that life isn't perfect, that we need to overcome challenges, and they gave me the tools to work through those challenges. I know how precious families are. We need to preserve and protect the dignity of our relationships in a way that allows our children to grow up and to move on and to not be traumatized by the divorce. Divorce happens, pain happens in marriage. There are times when marriages need to end, but it doesn't need to end in disaster. At Hargrave Family Law, we help good people end broken marriages.
There came a point in my life when I needed a divorce attorney, and there was no doubt in my mind who I was going to choose. Aside from knowing Jennifer as a friend, I knew that she approached divorce differently. She approaches a divorce as a problem solver. And I knew that she would respect my wishes to try to walk through the divorce with grace. That was important to me, and I know that she would respect that. My ex-spouse and I co-parent very well together, and we mutually work together to raise our child. And that's what every parent wants, and Jennifer helped me get there. And I now work for her.
When I was looking for a family law attorney, I wanted to find someone that could be consistent with what my goals needed to be for the divorce, and that most importantly, put the children's lives first. Jennifer can make a very volatile situation very calm. She was spectacular at that. My favorite thing about Jennifer, she's caring and she wants to make sure that she gets the right resolution for all of her clients. I would recommend Jennifer to anybody that was considering a resolution of a marriage. She's very good at reading people, assertive when necessary. Jennifer can help counsel you that you're making the right decision at the right time.
What makes Hargrave Family Law unique is that we know it is absolutely possible to have a divorce that is consistent with your values. Our clients value family, they value commitment. They come into the divorce process not because it's the easy way out, but because divorce is necessary at this stage in their life. Divorce is not a place where you end. It is a period of transition. We'll help people bring an end to this chapter and begin to write the next chapter of their life. We're going to help you see a new future. Our mission at Hargrave Family Law is to help you protect what matters most.
Wow. Zach, tell me about your founder.
Jennifer Hargrave is an amazing person. First of all, she's very grounded in her faith and very caring person. We have that in common. She started out with one of the very large family law firms here, well respected, and learned a great deal there, and then had the opportunity to open her own firm, and has steadily been growing the firm because of her focus on giving the client the tools they need to start their new life.
So if somebody's watching this video, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, what advice would you give them about this whole process?
Well, first of all, the divorce process is a painful process. I unfortunately went through it myself many, many years ago, and even with the tools I had as a divorce attorney, I felt the pain and the struggle of the process and the uncertainty. So I encourage anyone, first of all, do get an attorney. Do focus on finding an attorney that isn't making you promises, isn't telling you, you need to go to court, you need to do this, but is saying, let's look at the best method for you, for your situation. There are situations where people are suffering from domestic violence or some sort, and sometimes there have been situations where the collaborative process works in those situations. But if in those situations, maybe you do have to go to court. But any other situation, I highly encourage mediation. And I have found that the collaborative process is the best process because it not only uses the attorneys, but it brings in other mental health professionals, other neutral professionals that help guide the parties and give them tools to start their new life. And that's really the key. I mean, the coming into a divorce, people are scared. They don't know what's going to happen. They know their economics are going to change. They know they're going to be living in separate households. There's so much uncertainty. So anything you can do to be a part of the process, to take over to make your own decisions, I'd encourage you to do. And that's why I would always recommend a collaborative model first. It's certainly something that you got to investigate. And we could talk about it for a long time. Maybe we'll do that in another show.
Yeah, I would love that. Well, thank you so much. The website is hargravefamilylaw.com. Zach, thank you so much for being on the show.
Jeff, thank you. It's an honor and a privilege.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.